In front of me today, we have a selection of fine European firearms belonging to emperors and nobility, all from the Norman R. Blank collection. The oldest guns here on the table are the pair of wheel-lock rifles crossed in front of me. These were made by George Kaiser, court gunmaker in Vienna. The pair of rifles are highly decorated, with blued barrels with gold inlaid signatures and accents, highly figured walnut stocks with brass fire-gilt mounts. The lock plates on these rifles are flat with no raised wheel cover, allowing a large canvas for the engraver to show off his art. On these particular rifles, the scene on both lock plates is military, with a group of armoured horsemen in the foreground, with two castles in the background, and a much larger group of armed horsemen to the left-hand side or on the tail of each lock. Each of these rifles features an engraved and pierced side plate. The centre of each of these is engraved with the imperial crest. Rifles such as this pair would have been kept in hunting lodges for use by the imperial family and their guests. To find one rifle in the condition that this pair are in is unusual, especially with imperial heritage, but to find a pair is truly extraordinary. The fine flintlock gun directly in front of me is around 50 years later in date than the pair of wheel-lock rifles. This particular gun was made by Christian Kober for the Dukes, later Kings, of Württemberg in Germany. This smoothbore flintlock sporting gun features a blued barrel with silver inlaid signature with silver inlaid scrollwork framing that signature. The lock is a burnished steel with a gold line priming pan and is signed by the maker. What really sets this gun apart is the stock and the silver mounts. Whilst finding silver inlaid scroll decoration on gun stocks is not unusual, on this particular gun, the Rococo scrollwork is inlaid in much thicker bands of silver. The stock is further ornamented with delicate low relief foliate and scroll carving, especially around the checkered grip. But what really sets the stock decoration off on this gun is the beautifully carved and intricately detailed full Württemberg coat of arms carved in low relief behind the raised cheekpiece. A silver escutcheon is inlaid at the wrist of this fine gun, engraved with the crown and the monogram of King Frederick I of Württemberg. Frederick I, who died in 1816, had become the Duke of Württemberg in 1797 and then was crowned the King of Württemberg in 1806. The double-barrel flintlock shotgun at the front of the table, with the very eye-catching blued and gilt barrels, was made by Pierre Gravereth, court gunmaker to the princes of Salm, Reifersheide, Dick. The armoury, mostly comprising hunting weapons, remains nearly completely intact from the mid-17th century until its dispersal in the late 20th century. By the time Pierre Gravereth made this fine shotgun for Prince Joseph Salm in around 1820, most German noble families were ordering their finest guns directly from Paris, whereas Salm still employed a court gunmaker. The gun Gravereth created is very much in the Paris fashion, with elegant long blued barrels heightened with gold inlaid decoration including lightning bolts and sunbursts. The stock is the finest Grenoble walnut, with cast and chased silver mounts. At the wrist is a particularly large engraved escutcheon in gold with an outer band of silver, the centre of which is engraved with the endorsed salmon crest of the Salm family. A decorative feature I particularly like about this gun is the tang to the heel plate, which is cast and chased in low relief with a hunting trophy involving hanging game. These fine, high art, continental European noble firearms from the Norman R. Blank collection will be available in our inaugural auction in Bedford, Texas this December.